Dudes, it's Gaz, and welcome back to another WARFRAME video. So I've been getting tons of feedback and opinions on Plague Star 2025 on streams and videos. I thought today would be a good time to discuss some of these feedback points I've been getting about Plague Star and basically how I'm feeling about Plague Star 2025 now that it's basically over. I think it's got like one more day left in it. Before we get into this stuff, make sure you sub this channel to daily WARFRAME video uploads, build videos, news videos, discussion videos, all that kind of stuff. You're at Players WARFRAME content with the new dev stream on Thursday. That'll be covered in depth on this channel. Okay, so Plague Star 2025. What's going on with this one? How did it's basically over? How did it go? Is a better way to put it. And also, how did the community react to Plague Star 2025? Well, as far as my viewpoints of what I've received from lots of feedback from stream, a lot of people found this one to be really boring and actually like not even worth grinding for a lot of people. Now, that being said, I don't really get that opinion personally because if you've ever done any event in WARFRAME, you would know they are the most repetitive thing ever. If you look at the events we've had this year, let me try to remember them all. We had Belly of the Beast, which is literally the exact same thing. It's not even a different map. It's the exact same singular level over and over again. And then we had 8 Claw, which was basically just like a Deviri bounty over and over again. To be fair, that one had a little bit more variance, but it was still same. Like, stage 3 of the bounty was always a Roxia boss fight. Final stage is always the attenuated one boss fight. So, yeah. Anyone that's saying this is too repetitive, blah, 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 I wonder how you got here in the first place. Because if you're playing WARFRAME, this is a game where you're basically playing the same mission like hundreds, thousands of times maybe. So I think that this mission being extremely repetitive is par for the course. Now, I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying that's like the way I like things to be. But literally, like a capture mission has more variance than this. An exterminate mission has more variance, especially when you're doing the speedrun meta strats where you're force spawn the drone and all that. The mission is exactly the same thing every single time. Now, you're still getting good loot. Let's keep that in mind. It might be super boring, but you're getting good loot from it. You're getting a fully built Forma. I know a lot of people are arguing, they're like, Gaz, this does not seem worth my time. The plat per minute. If you're thinking about this event as plat per minute, like, oh, I only get this much plat per minute if I'm grinding out fully built Forma. I don't like that argument because that's like you saying, I am going to farm plat and use all of it on Forma built in the first place. That I think viewing Plague Star as a plat farm was foolish, but that might have been what partially pushed people away from it, because you're not really getting much plat per minute, as you put it, but you are bypassing the timer for the Forma building that is, you have to either wait 23 hours or use plat to rush it. So, yeah. Now, as far that being said, I think that if DE is going to bring back Plague Star again, I would like some changes, basically. Now, I know they probably won't bring it back for another 2 years at least, because the last time we got to Plague Star was in 2023. And yeah, basically, this event is entirely unchanged from 2023, besides, I think they had like a new Hemosite floof. So yeah, basically unchanged event, for better or for worse. Again, you're doing the exact same thing for 2023 here. But yeah, I do think that some variants should be needed. Maybe maybe change the 3-minute defense objective. Make it where it's spawning like infested special, like maybe Deimos infested can spawn here. Special infested don't normally spawn here. Make it a little bit more, what's the word for it? Not mindless. Make it less mindless. How about that? Because what it really boils down to is we're doing the most repetitive thing that we can do. A bounty with the exact same bounty steps every single time. If you are doing the force spawn method, you are literally doing the exact same mission hundreds of times. So, that being said, if you are a real WARFRAME player and you're okay to play the same mission hundreds of times, I think that it was honestly pretty good, getting all those Forma, getting all those relics. Beyond that, getting some good speedrun times. Again, a Plague Star has always been about trying to get a good speedrun time. That's part of the fun of it. If you don't like speedrunning in games, part of the fun is definitely not going to be there for you. So, yeah, let's move on to what people were saying in chat that maybe we're a little bit more experienced. Now, we had people grinding out hundreds of runs of Plague Star before I even grinded any. I will say that myself, this year, I only grinded out probably like 300-ish Forma. Why is that? This is my 6th Plague Star, and I gotta say, like I said earlier, this is the exact same event that we had in 2023, and I think I grinded out like 300, 400 Forma on that event too. So, yeah, for a lot of people, they just honestly are burnt out on Plague Star. I don't blame them either. I wouldn't say I'm burnt out on Plague Star, but I already have everything in the game formed, and I already have 500 Formas. So, you know, just going to 1,000 Forma is funny, and I could have totally done it. But, yeah, decided to do Void Cascade and stuff instead. So, yeah, guys. As far as the feedback in the future, I would like DE to change Plague Star if they ever bring it back. I have a feeling they won't bring it back because if you were to calculate how many Forma they probably gave it across the community, I would guess, and this is a rough estimate, I would guess they'd give out, you know, 100,000 Forma plus, maybe millions of Forma across the entire player base. And that is players not buying Forma. And this also feeds into the very egregious issue that we're getting all these, you know, we have hundreds of Forma, potentially of hundreds of Forma if you grind to this event. But the new Omni Forma, the Power Correct Forma, in a way, those require 4 Forma to build, but the real problem we're running into is no one's actually building these Omni Forma because it is so much Nightane to build. To build an Omni Forma, it is 4 fully built Forma, a Nightane, 10 Nightane, which is only available from very, very specific spots, and also, I think like an Argon Crystal, so not as big as the Argon Crystal. But yeah, 4 fully built Forma for 1 Omni Forma, or you could buy a bundle of them for 150 plat. So we're starting to find, like, you know, the equilibrium of this is not worth doing versus it's just spend plat to buy it. And for most people that use Omni Forma, we have realized at this point that just buying Omni Forma bundles of plat is just smarter than actually farming it out. Unfortunately, that's how it is. And also, DE has to find a good middle ground of, you know, make people where people don't feel like they're obligated to buy this stuff, but don't make it too easy to get where they're not going to buy it in the first place. And I think Omni Forma is definitely on that, you know, that spectrum there of being more in the camp of you should just buy these over you should just build these. Again, you can build them, but 10 Nightane per Omni Forma, and not to mention the 24-hour build time too, it feels pretty bad when you click the button, to be honest. So, and even for me, as someone that has hundreds of Nightane and hundreds of Forma, building Omni Forma feels bad, I think, by design. So, yeah. That might be an issue to you. It's not really an issue to me. And as far as the meta for Plague Star this year, hilarious. It's the exact same thing as 2023. Another reason why I honestly thought it would be a little bit different this year, but yeah, we're using the exact same weapons. Now, we're technically using different damage types. We're using heat damage instead of corrosive damage from like 2023. But yeah, beyond that, it adds the repetitiveness of the event. And, you know, as someone that has run this, I think this is my 5th Plague Star, we have done this exact same Stand by the Boil and Speed Nova it up like 5 times. So, yeah. Maybe don't bring this one back, or if you're bringing it back, you know, change up a little bit, because I mean it's nice to have all the Forma. It really is. Like for free-to-play players, this is a godsend right here for free-to-play players. But for people that have done 5 Plague Stars, you know, they might have done like 10 runs and be like, this is too boring, too repetitive. So you guys let me know in the comments down below. Do you think that the loot justifies how boring or repetitive it is? Are you okay with how repetitive it is? Maybe I find it fun personally. Maybe the word boring wasn't right there, but I find it fun. Do you think it's too repetitive even though you get, you know, infinite Forma, air quotes? So that's basically the video, guys. I'll see you tomorrow with another video. I'll be live on stream after 11. I'm probably making a new Equinox build for level 10,000, so keep maybe stop by for the theory crafting on that, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Peace.